Most Canadians spend decades working hard, saving diligently, and doing everything they can to make sure their retirement is secure. But surprisingly, few spend significant time thinking about and planning for what's supposed to happen to that wealth after they're gone. And here's the issue. Most families assume the process is simple, but that's rarely how it works in Canada without some forethought and planning, especially if you worked a long career, built up registered investments, own property, built a business, or have a spouse or adult child depending on you. RRSPs and RRIFs can create major end-of-life tax bills. TFSAs pass tax-free, but you have to get the paperwork right to ensure it's done correctly. Non-registered assets trigger capital gains, and if you don't have your beneficiaries aligned properly, the CRA, probate, and legal delays can all enter the picture. So if you're nearing or already in retirement, the real question isn't just how much will I leave behind? It's how much will my family actually receive and how much might be lost to tax, delays, or unintended outcomes. This is exactly why careful estate and wealth transfer planning matters long before anyone thinks they need it. Hi, I'm Stefano Francesca, Senior Wealth Advisor and Certified Financial Planner Professional and Next Step Wealth Management with IPC Securities Corporation. If you find this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help more Canadians see this. And if you're starting to think more seriously about your own estate plan, or you want clarity on how to pass down wealth efficiently, feel free to book time with me using the link in the description. Number one, understand what actually happens to your accounts when you pass away. A lot of Canadians are surprised when they learn that each type of account they own, RSP, RRIF, TFSA, non-registered, corporate assets, is treated differently at death. RSPs and RRIFs, these are fully taxable when the last spouse passes away. The entire value is generally added to income in that year. Depending on the size of the account, this can move income on that final tax return into the highest tax bracket, significantly reducing what beneficiaries receive. TFSAs, these pass tax-free if you've named a successor holder or beneficiary correctly, but the growth after death may be taxable depending on how the account beneficiary is set up. Non-registered accounts, these trigger capital gains on the growth portion which the estate must settle. Corporate assets, these have unique rules depending on ownership structure and most likely require some form of post-mortem accounting to avoid double taxation on the assets within the corporation as well as the share appreciation on the corporation itself. Understanding the tax character of each account is the foundation of passing down wealth efficiently. Many Canadians discover too late that the default rules result in far more tax than necessary. Number two, decide whether you want to leave a legacy by design or by default. I sit with a lot of retirees and I can usually place them in one of two categories. Group one, they think, I want to enjoy my retirement and whatever's left over can go to the kids. These are the folks with that bumper sticker on the RV. I'm spending my kids' inheritance. And for them, the priority is spending confidently without the fear of running out. Legacy is important, but not at the cost of quality of life. The second group, they think this, I want to leave a meaningful gift and structure retirement around that. This group wants predictability. Maybe they want to help with a first home, support grandchildren, or leave a specific amount behind. Some in this category have charitable goals that benefit the broader community built into their estate planning. Both approaches are valid, but each requires a different planning framework. If you want a planned legacy, you might preserve certain accounts or use insurance to create a tax-free transfer. If you're okay leaving whatever remains, we may focus on minimizing taxes over your lifetime instead of at the end. The important thing is clarity. Once you decide your intention, everything else becomes far easier to design. Number three, make sure your beneficiary designations and paperwork match. This step is often overlooked, but can be one of the most important. In Canada, beneficiary designations on registered accounts override your will, meaning whatever is written on your RRSP, RRIF, or TFSA paperwork takes priority, even if your will says something completely different. This becomes especially important if you're divorced or remarried, you have adult children who now have families, you've set up a holding company or a trust, you've purchased life insurance, you've moved financial institutions and weren't sure if the old paperwork transferred, you own property jointly with children or a spouse. Misalignment creates delays, legal issues, and sometimes unintended beneficiaries. The goal is simple. Your will, your accounts, and your insurance policies should all communicate the same plan. When they do, things go smoothly. When they don't, the family experiences confusion, conflict, or unnecessary tax. Number 4, consider transferring wealth gradually while you're alive. A growing number of Canadian retirees, and I've seen this for my own clients, are choosing to pass down some wealth during their lifetime instead of waiting until everything transfers at the very end. Many years ago, I had a client put it to me this way: "I'd rather give with a warm hand than with a cold one." That stuck with me, and I'm sure it's going to stick with you now as well. There are a few reasons this has become more common. Firstly, your children may benefit more today than 20 years from now. Housing, childcare, education, these are often most needed during their working years, not later on in life. Secondly, you get to see the impact of your support. For some retirees, this is deeply meaningful. And thirdly, lifetime giving can reduce the eventual size of your estate. And with a smaller estate, you may see reduced taxes or probate complexity later on. This doesn't mean gifting large, risky amounts. It simply means incorporating small, intentional strategies like annual TFSA contributions for adult children, helping with the down payment, setting up RRSPs for grandchildren, all done in a way that doesn't jeopardize your own retirement stability. That last point is important. Lifetime giving is only smart when it fits into a proper financial plan that ensures your needs are continuously met. Number 5, use insurance strategically, not as a product, but as a planning tool. Insurance is one of the most misunderstood yet most powerful tools for wealth transfer in Canada. Life insurance proceeds are paid tax-free, they bypass probate and go directly to beneficiaries and provide liquidity when assets like real estate or corporate shares can't be sold quickly. Here's why this matters. For many retirees, their largest taxable asset at death is their RRSP or RRIF. Insurance can be a way to offset this tax burden or replace what would have otherwise been lost. For business owners, insurance can fund future tax obligations so beneficiaries aren't forced to sell shares or property during a difficult time. The important thing is not to buy insurance for the sake of it, but to determine whether insurance solves a specific estate problem in your plan. When used appropriately, it could be one of the most efficient tax tools available. Number 6, document everything and communicate early. Even the most well-designed estate plan can fall apart if the family doesn't understand it. This doesn't mean sharing exact numbers or every detail of your finances. It means giving your beneficiaries clarity on who your executor is, where your will and documents are kept, how your accounts are structured, why certain decisions were made, and what your intentions are. This underscores the importance of creating an estate directory as a repository for all estate-related information. It's a topic I mentioned in my most recent co-authored book, Financial Success for Retirees. Go to my website, nextstepwealth.ca, to learn more. Executors and family members often face decisions during emotional stages of grief. Clear communication reduces stress, conflict, and confusion. Clarity today creates peace of mind later, both for you and for your family. Number 7, review your estate plan regularly, not just once. Many Canadians create a will once in their 50s and 60s and rarely revisit it. But life changes, family dynamics change, tax rules change, account values change. A strong estate plan is something you review regularly, not something you sign once and put in a drawer forever. I recommend reviewing your estate plan when the following occur: a major life event, marriage, divorce, grandchildren, loss of a spouse. A major asset is purchased or sold. A beneficiary's circumstances change, their health, marriage, residency. Significant tax changes occur, or your financial goals evolve. Small adjustments over time are far easier than trying to overhaul everything late in life. Passing down wealth efficiently in Canada isn't just about having a will or naming beneficiaries. It's about understanding how each account is taxed, aligning all your documentation, using the right tools, and communicating clearly with your family. Most importantly, these decisions work best when they're made early, before health, mobility, or cognitive changes make planning more difficult. A well-designed estate plan isn't just financial. It's a gift of clarity, peace, and intention for the people you care about. If you've been thinking about how to pass down wealth the right way, without unnecessary tax, stress, or confusion, now is a great time to get a clear plan in place. You can book a time with me using the link in the description. We'll discuss our Next Step Wealth Management service and how we integrate portfolio management, tax planning, income strategies, risk management, as well as estate and legacy planning into a well-thought-out roadmap aligned for the future you want for your family to have. Let's take the next step.